Hi guys, thank you so much for watching earlier. So I'm back again doing a live video. We're going to actually have one of our winners come on from the last video who is going to receive a 15-minute reading, and we're going to record that. So the winner was lucky number 22, and with that, 22 goes to Sue, so we'll be talking to her in about a few minutes. So with that, feel free to watch and continue watching if you want to kind of see how I read and kind of, how the reading will go. And with that, if you have interest in possibly getting a free reading, I should hopefully be doing this once again. I'm trying to kind of give back to everyone for all the support and all the thanks for, being there and kind of going on the spiritual journey with me. So in that, hopefully I will be able to do another one of these. So I'm going to call her. If you guys who are watching, as we go through, when I connect with her, for some reason you can't hear sound or anything, feel free to shoot a message. I'll definitely try to fix that. So before I go any further, though, I did want to do a reading and kind of just pull a few cards, just kind of as like a general energy kind of reading. Not so much for anyone specifically, but just kind of some guidance. And so for me, the topic that I wanted to focus on today, the kind of topic that I wanted to look into for guidance would be, kind of how do we kind of connect better? How do we find more time for ourselves in our busy, hectic lives to connect spiritually, to connect with nature, to connect with ourselves? And so, the cards I'm going to pull right now are going to be kind of guidance based on that. And so hopefully it connects with someone out there. So right now, before I begin, I'm just kind of centering, grounding myself, taking a few deep breaths as I shuffle, and I think with intention about my question. So really one of the biggest struggles that people face is what's coming across is that we always are faced with choices. Even a lack of a decision is still a decision. There's still an action that happens, even when you choose not to act. And because of the way the world works, we're constantly in a space of time where it feels like time isn't on our side. We don't have endless, copious amounts of time for us to accomplish all our goals, to do everything we need to do. And so really, when it comes to connecting more with yourself, connecting more with nature, or connecting more with spirit, it really comes down to making that time and deciding to prioritize. This is something that's going to be important for you. This is something that you need to, if it's an hour a week or an hour a day, this is something that you need to put your energy toward. And when I see all the different things that our energy needs to go through in a day, I see that there's those little moments, of little choices of where we say, we're going to do this first before we get to that. And we forget to do that for ourselves. We forget to do that for ourselves. We forget to say, hey, I need to take care of me before I go do X, Y, Z. And really, to connect more to yourself, to connect more with nature, to connect more with spirit, it's about deciding that you are a priority. And not only are you a priority, but that you deserve the time in your day for yourself to connect on a deeper, higher level. And what they're showing me right now, it isn't meditation. It isn't sitting down and go, It's actually, what I see is reflection. I see creativity. I see kind of brainstorming about what your goals are. I see all these things as ways you can connect with yourself and kind of checking in with yourself. How does this feel? How, not only setting a goal, but then checking in with yourself and saying, how do I feel when I say this out loud? What feeling does it bring to me? And really identifying the emotional connection, the spiritual connection with each action that we take, with each goal that we plan forward. And it's really showing me that if you can kind of incorporate this into like the main point of this is if you can incorporate yourself as a priority, then you're more likely to develop these kind of connections with a deeper connection to yourself, nature, or spirit. And so really the main message I'm getting here is prioritize yourself. Don't forget that you are important and you need to be included in your day too. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and hopefully that connected with someone out there. I really appreciate. Hi, Pam. How are you guys doing? Hi, Christine. I see a few people saying hi. Hi, Jackie. So with that, you guys, I really hope that connected with one of you guys out there. And thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and give Sue a call now. Hopefully she's ready. So. All right, let's see. Hi, can you hear me okay?
Sure can.
Excellent, excellent. So are you in a good space to have a reading?
I am.
Excellent. If we do get cut off for any reason, if we lose connection, I'll call you back, okay?
Okay, that's fine.
Perfect. So did you have any topic that you wanted to focus on for today?
Financial.
Financial, perfect. So I'm going to shuffle the cards. And as I'm shuffling, I just want you to think about any financial questions you have in your head, anything that's kind of any projections for the future, any goals, things of that nature, okay?
Sounds good.
And then as I do that, can you actually say your first name 3 times slowly for me, please?
Sue, Sue, Sue.
Great. Thank you. So now, Sue, as soon as you feel that I've shuffled enough, I want you to tell me when to stop, okay?
Okay. Stop.
Perfect. And would you like me to cut it in 2 or 3 piles?
3, please.
Okay, and would you like the left, the right, or the middle?
I'll take the middle.
Great. So just take me a second as I lay out the cards. As I go through, if at any point in time you want to change topics, we absolutely can. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask at any point, even if you interrupt me, okay? Will not ruin the flow of the reading. And then if we come to anything you don't want to discuss, just tell me to move forward. I take no offense.
Okay.
So the very first thing I get is that the winter is kind of a difficult time period for you financially. It can be a time period where you feel also not just financially. I almost wonder if for you, if during the winter, if you have either slight seasonal, almost like depression, you just feel a little more down because energy levels also won't be as great. And so it's showing me from a financial perspective, like also with how you also feel energetically, that you might not have the best outlook, even if things aren't necessarily in the worst place, okay? So the very first thing I'm getting is that things actually aren't as bad, or things aren't as in such a place as you may feel them to be. With this, I actually have some financial goals and projects coming forward in the next 6 months that I can see. So with that, I am seeing that when we talk about finances, there's 2 ways that we can look at it. We can look at your personal finances, but it's also showing me that there's somebody else either in your life that you help financially, receive help from, or that you work together. Are you in a relationship of any sort?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Let me see. Do you receive any financial help, or do you help anyone?
I do receive financial help.
Okay. Because I keep seeing this is something that kind of keeps you in a place like above water, if you will. It keeps you in a steady place, and I'm not getting anything like I'm getting this is pretty stable for you at this point in time. You're pretty used to the pattern. It's been something that's been here. It's showing me that this is something you can kind of count on in a sense. It is showing me that there are a few things sometimes you have to do to make sure that everything comes together for you. And so as long as you meet your deadlines or meet timelines on things, I'm getting no issues with this coming in. What I am getting though is, and I don't know if this is something that you really have put a lot of energy into, but when we start talking about finances, it's either travel or it's movement, moving possibly even, that I keep coming up, almost like this is like a wish or objective, but you're not quite sure if you can. Is this something that you've thought about trying to bring in?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so we're going to talk about that, if that's okay?
Sure.
Okay, so when we talk about the prospect of moving and kind of changing directions a little bit, currently they're showing me you're in a place where you're not sure that this can come together. You feel like you've been receiving a few positive signs, but I keep getting this feeling like don't get your hopes up, don't get your hopes up, don't put too many eggs in that basket. And so for you, I keep getting that you're trying to be as realistic as you can when we talk about this goal.
Yeah.
In that you're not really letting yourself daydream or kind of get ahead of yourself too far with it. But you are really kind of hoping that at some point in the future, this is something that will come together. I am seeing that for you on a financial level, when we talk about you moving forward, I see that there's actually either more assistance or more help you could be receiving than you are. And I keep getting that it's kind of a hard path to go on to receive this help. There's either some hoops or some obstacles in your way. But I am getting there is a chance for you to receive more help.
Yes, there is.
And so I'm getting, when we look at the long road, the long future, I'm getting, even though to receive this help is kind of a nuisance, it's a little bit of a pain. They definitely aren't making it easy on a few levels. I'm getting it would be very much worth the energy to try to go forward in that way.
Okay.
So I'm getting, it's like baby steps, and sometimes you take step back. So occasionally you'll make progress. You might be able to talk to someone, connect with someone, and then it might be like 2 steps backwards in the sense that you have to do this all over again with someone else.
Yeah.
So they are showing me, do expect kind of a bumpy road on that, but they're showing me if you really want this as a goal, this is the best first step you could take.
Okay.
In that they're showing me you will need to find patience. So Spirit's saying don't be afraid to ask God, Spirit, whatever it is that you believe in, to kind of help you find patience to deal with this back and forth process. And they're also telling me with that there are a few people around you, and pick up on a male energy, that would be very good at asking for advice on how to navigate the system.
Okay.
And so I keep getting there's a male. I feel like they might be like in their 40s maybe. 40s. Say that again?
50s.
50s? Okay. Yeah, I was going to say 40s, 50s, somewhere in that ballpark, who you can talk to if you get if you hit a rut, if you get stuck.
Okay.
So they're saying not only is it going to be a bumpy road, but they're saying you kind of have a little bit of a guide for it. They can't do everything for you, but they can help you. So if you do get stuck, don't forget to use the resources around you and the relationships that have kind of been gifted to you to help you through this process. Now with this is a long process. This is not the quick road. This is not the fastest way to go about this. This is the way that is the most likely to yield the best results for you. So in this, they're saying you do need to be ready to like they're saying if this is something of a goal and you're like, I'm okay waiting a year, they're saying you need to start now, because it could take a while for everything to kind of smooth out and get to a place where you're actually able to use this additional resource to get towards your goal.
Okay.
So I'm getting even if you feel like, oh well, I have time, they're saying start.
I've already started.
Good, good. In that, are you missing something? Is there either paperwork or information that you're missing?
Yes.
Okay. This is going to be a obstacle for you. This is going to be Can I ask you, what happened 3 weeks ago? Is that when you discovered you were missing paperwork, or is that when something was needed on a timeline?
That's when something was needed on a timeline.
Okay. With this, they're showing me that where whoever you were talking to about 3 weeks ago for this timeline information, they are showing me that they can help to direct you to find the paperwork you're missing.
Right.
So I'm getting, you might have to go back again or communicate with these people again if you need some help to overcome that obstacle.
Yes, I plan on doing that Monday.
Great, perfect, perfect. And now, do you have any questions so far about anything we covered?
Not so far. You're doing a great job.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you so much. So with that, we're going to kind of move forward now a little bit more into future projection, kind of what's coming forward. From what I can see, you're just at the very beginning of this path moving forward, because like I said, it's kind of a long path. In this, they're showing me that if you can keep moving forward at the rate that you have been, if you can keep kind of like taking one day at a time, one step at a time, they're showing me that in the next few weeks, you could receive some very, very positive news. So I'm getting in about 2.5 weeks, some sort of documentation or some sort of newsletter or something of this nature will be coming to you.
Okay.
Giving you very positive information on your progress. However, while it's positive information, they still need more from you.
Right. Okay.
So that will, it's almost like, oh, you've been accepted to do this, but now we need to verify this information, or now you need to do this, log in here or something. So in that, I keep getting there is more additional steps. Once you do this, once you get this confirmation, this positive news, in about 2.5 to 3 weeks, following that, we then come to a span of a period of time where after you do this, the next step that good news brings, you essentially get a period of time where you won't have to do as much for a little while.
That sounds great.
Where I have about maybe 2 months where you're waiting for everyone else to figure things out. Where it's not so much on your end at that point. You kind of the ball's in their court, if you will. So I am getting that in about 2 to 3 weeks after you get that last initial step, you'll actually get a little bit of a breather where it becomes much more straightforward, much more simple, less for you to do on your end, okay? So they are showing me, while there's a lot of little nuisance-y kind of steps here coming forward, they are saying that it's very short-lived as far as how long you have to do that. With this, they are also showing me that from this financial, because this is going to help you financially, what's coming in. They're showing me that one of the biggest things you need to do to help yourself in this situation is really work on your mindset. And when I talk about your mindset, very often in your life you've experienced times where you might not have had enough, or you felt very close to that line of having enough.
Right.
And they're showing me because of that, you're almost like conditioned to feel like, do I have enough? Will this be enough? And they're saying you need to work on emotionally realizing that like you've been kind of living off of what you've had, so any more that comes in will be more than enough.
This is true.
And so
I've sort of been up and down. I mean, I know there's something coming at some point. I just don't know when. I do now. And I try to stay positive, and every once in a while I find myself sinking back into this may or may not happen. Go with the flow.
Well, like I said, I definitely see positive information come in about this financial process, but it's a process. So it does take a little longer for it to really come together. But they're telling me in that, knowing that you've been kind of surviving where you have been at a financial level, they're saying with this extra coming in, with this little bit more coming forward, really try to fill yourself with gratitude, with blessings, and also to work on changing that mindset of just having enough. They really want you to look at your financial situation from a more positive perspective after this comes in. And this will help you to accumulate more as well as to do better with what you accumulate. use it wiser. So
I can do that.
so I'm really getting, don't forget to work a little bit on reprogramming yourself. And this is going to be very hard because this is something that, you know, you've had quite a struggle with. So they're saying when this comes in, you're really going to have to watch that little voice. You know, sometimes we're in the back of our mind where it's like, that's not good enough, you know, and really kind of embrace it, because they're showing me it doesn't have to end here. They're showing me there can be even more, but you need to be in a place where you can actually truly accept and truly feel, you know, it coming forward for you. So I'm getting, if you can work on that, that will actually help you to use your resources even better.
I've already started.
Great. Good, good, good. Excellent. And so before we wrap up, do you have any final questions for me?
Amy, you've hit everything on my head.
Thank you.
Fabulous.
Thank you so much. Well, I hope that helps you. And like I said, I definitely do see positive things coming for you soon. So just keep taking it one day at a time. You're doing great. You're right on track.
Great. Thanks so much, Amy.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a great night.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye now.
So thank you guys so much for watching. I really, like I said before, if you didn't catch the last video, I really just want to say thank you to all the amazing people that I get to work with, all the amazing people who have supported me, shown me love, and really just been there and helped me through my journey. So hopefully I can do this again at some point, as I really want to give back to you guys. And I just want to say I love you, thank you all, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your night. Thanks, guys. Bye.